Hello, people. What's going on? What's happening? Welcome. Welcome this. What is today? Tuesday? Tuesday evening. Isn't it funny every time I come up when I look for the date or the day, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. You know why? Because it no longer owns me. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what time it is. It absolutely does not matter. Give you guys a few minutes to get up in here. What's up, Mr. Bell? What's going on? What's up, Fred? Long time. Glad you were able to catch this one. You know how I do it. I get it when I feel it. What's up, Capes TV? Give you guys your shout outs as you come in the room, just to show my appreciation for stopping whatever you're doing and decide to come on in here and listen to me. What's up, Life for Business? Double LOW1. What's going on? I've never seen that name before, so welcome. Thank you for joining. Please let us know how you came across this channel. That'd be very appreciated. What's up, Raining Woman? I got my music in my head, right? Or my headphones on my head, listening to some Jamaican music. I've been really resonating with that Jamaican music lately. I don't know what it is, man, but hey, it's different. I don't even have to understand a word they're saying either. That's the one thing I love about it. Catch an American word every now and then, even though they're speaking English, it don't even matter. It just sounds good. Who am I? This one chick. What's her name? Her name is, let's see, Lila Ike. Oh man, this girl she sounds good. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Yeah, she sound real good. She sound real good. You can always tell the naturals, man. You can always tell the naturals. All right, we got to get it started in about 30 more seconds. Then we're gonna get into it, man. You guys know how I do it. Unlike anybody on YouTube. You're probably thinking, damn, how could he make such a claim? And then at the same time, you step back and say, damn, but it's true. That's why I love it. You know what else? You know what else drives me? Because you guys don't even understand, really, right? I get people writing me all the time, telling me how much I've changed their lives. That's worth more than money. You know why it's worth more than money? Because people don't say things like that unless they mean it. Somebody actually stops whatever they're doing in that day and said, I have to write LJ this message, this comment, this note. I have to let him know how I feel at this moment. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know, when you come out and you start doing your own thing, the first thing you do is you go for the money. I get it. That's what people in debt do. They think a business is going to help them out of a situation they're in. They don't even know that. You get out here and you earn people's trust. Once you earn their trust, then the money comes. Why? Because when they spend their money with you, they trust that they're going to get their money's worth. Do you see it? That's what I'm talking about, Tony. Congratulations. And when I say that, you know as well as I'm not even jealous of you. I want you to be that. I want the whole SMD family to understand become a millionaire, a multimillionaire is possible. All you got to do is begin with zero. I just learned that myself the other day. Not the zero part, but counting to 10. It's not 1 through 10. It's 0 through 9. If you start with zero, you will always win with money. Always. And let me tell you something. I've been in computers last 20 years. We count in binary, in ones and zeros. Okay. That's how you count in computer language. Ones and zeros. Don't try to, I can't really explain that part, but that's how it's done. Okay. Even with knowing that I start with zero or ones, I still didn't apply that same mathematical complex to my own personal money. I have no idea. Well, I do now because I was programmed not to. That's all you got to do. Start with zero. Well, nobody told me to say, hey, man, why are you leaving out zero? You know that's a number, right? I would have said, well, yeah. Then how come you ain't using it? Why? Because people deemed it bad? Zero means bad? No, it doesn't. Zero means good. That's an illusion too. Zeke says, fam, I was thinking about you when I was trying to get my PS5. I couldn't get it, but I had the cash to afford it without credit. Yep. That's what I'm here to do. What's up, Hyphy? What's going on? What's up, Wayman? All right. What's up, Yellow Jay? What's going on, man? I didn't see you. What's Jewel? Hello. Now, if I didn't say Tony Davis, hello. He said, I'm moving to SC as soon as that. As soon as I get to zero, moving back to, hey, man, I love it here, man. I love it here. And I live in a town where people come to vacation. It can't get no better than that. Warm all the time. Anyway, let's get to the topic, okay? Because when I cruise around on YouTube channels, you know what upsets me is when I hear people mix color and race, with color with money, with finances. Oh, black people are down because of this. Chinese are that, and this and that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? When I hear people say something about a certain demographic, something to do with money, this is the way they do it. Says who? Because I guarantee you this: math don't give a fuck what color you are. Math doesn't care if you're black. Math doesn't care if you're white. Math doesn't care if you're Chinese. Math doesn't care about any of that. All it knows about is positive and negative. Even in business, when they say, hey, you got to get your finances in the black. If you don't, they'll be in the red. You got to turn to them and say, what the fuck are you talking about, black and red? You mean positive or negative? And again, so you guys hear me cursing. I want those of you that are new to the channel, I want you to understand something. I don't use curse words as filler words. I use them to express something that's very important in the statement I'm making. Again, so when you hear, because you got to understand something, slaves, you guys don't understand that even though you guys use the same words, they don't mean the same thing. One person's black can mean something than being in the black. That can mean something totally different than a person that really understands what that means. When you use positive or negative, you just turn to the person. Are you talking about whatever number they throw at you? You got to say, is that a positive number or is that a negative number? What's up, Andre? So when I go around on these channels, man, and I be seeing that this mixture of thinking money has something to do with the color or race, it doesn't have to do with nothing. You know what it has to do with? Which race trusts mathematics the most? You think you're going to find one of those surveys? Hell no, you're not. You're not going to find a survey that says, "Hey, man, which race trusts math the most?" Now, when you take a step back, this is my view from outside the debt matrix. And if I take a stab at it, I would say the Chinese trust mathematics the most out of all races. That's what I would say. Then maybe next the Jewish people. That's when you see the people with money. You say, okay, who has the money? Okay, whoever has money, they obviously trust math the most. That's how it works. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican or who spent the budget or who was spending the most. How come those are all distractions? All you need to worry about is who is the Democrat and Republican of yourself, the government of you. Who's the president? Who's the president of your government, of yourself? Who's the president? If your finances are in the negative, it's not you. That's all you need to worry about. Nothing outside of you. Everything you're seeing is an illusion, a distraction. Now, let me make sure I reiterate. Let me make sure I make something clear before I don't want you to get the wrong intention. Nobody's holding you back from nothing, from becoming whatever you want to be, how wealthy you want to be, a multi-million. Nobody's holding you back but you. People with money they're not hoarding money. They're not hoping you stay down and all that stupid nonsense. All of that stuff are distractions. They think it got something. People, all these channels coming up, they think it got something the fuck to do with color. It has nothing to do with your color, your career, where you live, what city you live in. 6 digits. Let me tell you something. This is very important because this shit I always hear. Oh man, you got to be a quality person to get a 6-figure earner. Who the fuck are you talking about? And who says 6 figures is a lot of money? You know why they bring up 6 figures all the time? Because they all believe it's a lot of money and it's not. How do I know this? Because money doesn't even exist for them. So that's why they're distracted with all the things outside of themselves. Oh, it's the economy, it's it's the taxes, it's the person down the street. He's bringing down the neighborhood. It's always something outside themselves. All they got to know is all they have to do is say zero starts with you. If you get out of the debt matrix, start with zero and trust it from that point on, and then you'll see with everything I'm telling you. Then if you want to help those causes, you have the money to help those causes. Don't get all wrapped up in all this stupid shit, this high value person crap. Don't get caught up in that. I'm telling you. That's what slaves do. Slaves that are not confident in themselves. I don't need nobody to tell me who I am. I don't need nobody to tell me who I can get. I can get any woman I wish, any woman I choose. And I'm with her. I'm with her now because I chose it. Get out of debt. This will be you. Won't need nobody to tell you who you are or how you should dress or what type of approach you have or what type of person you can get. That shit, none of that shit matters. You make that decision. Again, once you get out of the whole distractions of color and race and neighborhoods and where you live and your family, once you get over that shit, you'll be like, oh my God. You know what you're gonna say? I've been holding myself back the whole time. Sure have. All you got to do is learn how to count. Always start with zero. Don't forget about zero. Exactly. High value is all perception. According to who? That should be cracking me up when you know how long I can stay on channels like that? Like 5 minutes, man. Now, let me make sure you guys understand this too. What they're doing is business, okay? Please don't mix my feelings in like, oh, they're stupid, they're lying. They're not doing anything illegal. They're not lying to you. They're making money. That's business. That kind of stuff is for people that don't believe in themselves. Once you believe in yourself, you don't have to worry about anybody outside yourself. Who cares what they think? So what? This is a good point. You see that? Now you probably think, damn, what kind of question is that? I break it down really, really easy for you so you can understand something. If there's 7 days in a week and your employer owns 5 of those days and you might own two, you don't own the time in your life. Of course, you're going to look for something outside of you. You don't even own yourself. So you think something or someone outside of yourself is gonna do something for you. Who knows? Whatever you're thinking in your head, because I guarantee you, the other person is thinking something totally different than you are. You don't know when you watch those shows, they're only showing you who they want to show you. I want you to understand that. As far as you know that person you're watching, what you're seeing on that screen. Here, you hear me. I am me always. Always. That shit cracks me up when I see these channels, man. They're sprouting up like fucking weeds. Are you guys paying attention to them? All these relationship channels popping up, color and race and ass and titties, and it's got to be this. She got to look like that. That's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I promise you. First thing you got to do is get in the business of yourself. Get out of thinking money has something to do with color. That's number one, because that's bullshit. This is what it sounds like when somebody says that to me. Hey, if I said 1 plus 2 equals 3, and somebody says, "Oh, he only knows that shit because he's black," that's what it sounds like. Would you say that to a person? Hey, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Oh, he only knows that because she's white. See how stupid that sounds? That's how it is. Why do you think there's so many people in there? Those are slaves. Slaves to their own minds. Slave thinking that something outside of them is going to make them better. Another human being. Somehow, if they make 6 figures, they're different than the person making 5. Who says who? The person telling you. Then you got to think, why is this person telling me this? Because they believe it. That's why they're telling you that. Or just money. And the only thing that's going to tell me that, all these relationship channels you guys watch, let me tell you something. I promise you something. Their personal credit report will tell me why they're doing that business. What's up, Nick? Is your bills is your bills are paid and you're out of debt? Exactly. Bills paid, out of debt. I'm set apart says, I don't think I want to buy a single family house anymore. A 2 to 3 unit would be more profitable paying cash. Business loans are very different, though. I want to make sure I understand that clear, okay? Business loans are very different. But when you're out of personal debt, guess what the type of business loan you're going to get when it's time for you to purchase that 2 to 3 unit. The best loan in the United States of America. That's the only one you're going to accept. And guess what? When you go to the bank to get that loan, they're going to know it. They wouldn't even insult you with anything less. I promise you. Live on the side, have neighbors, pay my income monthly. Yeah, smart move. What's up, Amina? What's up, Hyphy? Hyphy says those shows are for people that need to be taught how to think and operate. Exactly. I totally agree. Hyphy and I are very strong on this subject. Very strong. I just like to make sure I separate my feelings about those shows are irrelevant. I want to make sure that is clear. If what they're doing is legal, it doesn't matter to me. If they're making a lot of money, they're just making a lot of money. But I care less. I don't care about how many people subscribers they have. I don't care how many people are on their lives. None of that shit means nothing. When you see the amount of people that come in this room, you see the amount of subscribers. I want to. That's to show you guys something. This is how much room it is over here to become whatever you want. There's plenty of room for you. There's plenty of room. Nobody's trying to backstab you or get one over on you. Nobody's doing any of that. They all over here, they all want to help you become a better person. Mostly for free. Because it feels good to give, to help people, those that want to be helped. It feels great. Shout out to Donovan for the $5 super chat. When you became an alien, you will never look at relationships the same. You sure won't. But I warn you, pull down your mask if you wanted to in front of a slave. That's going to be a problem. I wouldn't do that. Once you're an alien, don't pull down your mask. You're going to have some problems. You better keep it to yourself. I don't watch much TV programming. Exactly. I cannot watch TV. You guys have no idea when the commercials come on. First of all, so you guys can understand this, if you could possibly do this, the slaves that are listening, when you wake up for work or whatever in the morning, I want you to count every commercial that you hear on the radio, in your car, on TV, if you can keep up, but you got to be conscious of this, okay? See if you can keep up. Even the commercials in between your social media, YouTube videos, count them all. I guarantee you won't be able to count. The shit is nonstop, but you can't hear it when you're in the debt matrix. You can't hear that. That's why when I was coming out the debt matrix, that's why I couldn't. For some reason, had to stop watching TV. I couldn't figure out why. And then it went from watching TV to muting commercials because they were starting to irritate the shit out of me, right? And then I was like, damn, it's just TV. It's TV. Cameron says, LJ, you right. Every time I look, it's a new high value channel popping up. That's hey, let me tell you why they're popping up. Look at the time we're in. Anything to keep people distracted. Right now is the time. You can pop up with any old shit. They're gonna anything to distract people from what's really happening right now in the world. It removes them from their own situation. It's just like, hey, okay, I know I got shit bills and due and car notes late and rent's late, but hey, I'm gonna check out this relationship channel. I'm gonna try to find me a high value person. Maybe this high value person will help me escape my reality. That's what you think. That's why they're popping up like fucking weeds. And then the other people they just jump on the bandwagon. Hey, this is what you do to get a girl. This is what all that stupid shit. Anything to escape their world. Anything. When all you got to do is look in the mirror and say, what the fuck do I want? You guys don't even get it, man or woman. It don't matter. Gender don't matter. Even they even be trying to separate gender from this whole equation. It doesn't matter. You're human with your own fucking brain. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. That doesn't matter. This should be cracking me up, man. I'll be like, what? What the? I'll be when sometimes I'm watching these channels. If I record myself, I'll be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? A woman does that, and a man is supposed to do this. Says who? You? Not in my world. Hey, check this out. Before I met the woman I'm with today, I already said in my mind I wasn't going to accept anything less, and that was it. You don't have to. You don't have to lie and cheat on nobody. You don't have to fool around. You know, all you got to say is just, hey, by the way, if we get together, I'm gonna still be seeing other people. That's all you got to say. Nobody gets hurt. Everybody makes up their own minds of what they want to do. That's it. And then when I decided, hey, man, I'm ready to settle down, I just click that part off and turn this part on. Hey, this is what I want. That's what I got. High vibration is all around myself with exactly. You just that people don't really understand what high vibration means. You know, you probably the first thing okay, this is the part I really can't explain to you. It's not the literal thing that you're looking like when you talk about somebody says high vibration, the first thing you'll think is fucking waves and stuff that you see on TV. It's not like that. It's the thing you can literally see is just a pointer to what it really is. What's up? What's up, live? What's going on? I got an email from my student loan provider asking me if I want to forego the COVID forbearance since I've been making payments. They said I would still keep the 0% interest. Right now is the time to pay off your student loans. Right now. If you got the money, now is the time. When I hear, even when I hear these financial videos, and I hate it when black people up there, I fucking can't stand that shit. But they said, hey, I saw this video the other day. You know, this black couple, and it ain't got nothing to do with race. I'm just saying what color they are, right? This black couple is talking about, hey, yeah, they just pushed the student loan forbearance till next year. So now you guys have time next January 21st or some shit. Now you guys time to save some money. And no, you don't. Who cares where they're pushing it? Yeah, right now that's extended more time to pay off your student loans to get them paid off faster, not to not pay. These people were like, they were putting up, like, hey, you don't have to pay your student loans for another month. That should save you some money. No, it's not. Let me tell you, slaves, they want you to not pay. If you're not paying your student loans because they said so and it's 0% interest, they want you to do that. Because when the interest comes back on, you're going to be right back where you're at, if not more. How you going to let someone tell you what exactly? How you going to do that? People that don't value themselves. High value doesn't need to say they're high value. Mr. Kevin Samuels, I said it. You don't need to say it. I don't need to. I would think that was weird if I walked up and said, "Hey, man, I'm high value." Who am I trying to? Who am I trying to convince myself? They want a high value man to get them out of debt. That's what they think. And you know these people that make. Let me explain something to you, slaves. Listen, these people with these high salaries, they're no different than you. Their bills are just more. That's it. They're no different than you. And again, it doesn't matter their color. It doesn't matter where they work. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, Chinese. It doesn't matter. I want to buy a baby boomer's house. Oh man, just wait. Michael Green says, LJ, you got Sunday school started early on Tuesday. Oh man. Tales from the Gray Side. Yo, LJ, I had a date on Hinge and on the trivia question said, what's your one wish? My date actually said her one wish was to have no college debt. Like, wow, I didn't even I didn't even see that coming. Wow. She said, I wish I didn't have student loan debt. She has no idea what she said in that statement. What you wish? The only way you're going to get out of that student loan debt is you pay it off. It has nothing to do with wishing. That is the one wish that is never going to be granted, ever. That's never. If you think they're going to evaporate $1.7 trillion in student loan debt, you are a delusional slave. Not only unconscious, delusional. I've says, how can not having to make the payment on a loan save you money if you don't save the money? Exactly. It doesn't even make any sense. You're going to save money by not paying your debts? That's mathematically impossible. It doesn't matter what color you are. They even be trying to break up the student loan shit, talking about, hey, the percentage of white people and the percentage of black people that got student loans, because it's bullshit. Those are all illusions to keep your mind busy. All illusions to keep you from looking at yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. Ain't got nothing to do with color. So you go to these other channels and they're talking about anything to do with finance. Check this out. If you go to another channel and they mention rate, if they mention color in anything to do with finance, I want you to say to yourself, would math care what color I am? This is what you got to say to yourself. Do you think math cares about if you're black or you're white or you're Chinese? Do you think it cares? Nah. All it cares about is positive or negative. Whatever color you give it is totally up to you. You want to change positive from green to black? You go right ahead. You want to change red to black or what? Hey, you change it to whatever color you want. Math don't give two shits. All it knows is positive and negative and zeros in the middle. That's it. Underground says my interest is 5K on student. My interest is 5K on student loans. I'm going to pay about 7 to lower my monthly payments. Don't even think about lowering your monthly payments. Just constantly just think about paying that shit off. Don't even worry about, hey, I'm gonna put this much to lower some payments. You put whatever dollar you can to pay it off. And I promise you, let me tell you something. I promise you, when that student loan is gone, you're gonna be a whole new person. You're gonna vibrate at such a high level. I'm telling you, you think I'm joking. When I walk into a room, I don't know why it is. Well, I know now because I'm vibrating at a different level. I'm not like everybody else. Never was. Everybody's an individual. But I just know it. That's the only difference between me and you. I know I'm an individual. Yet always connected to everyone. Okay, that's weird. Andrea says the bigger the mortgage, the better the slave. Exactly. The higher the education, the better the slave. So don't be impressed by anybody's education, anything. This is what I want you to say. If somebody tries to talk as if their education is all that, this is what I want you to ask them. Are you still paying on your student loans? If they say yes, guess what? That piece of paper that they have on their wall, it's not even paid for. They bought an expensive frame for a piece of paper that they don't even own. You think math cares about what color the person is that got that doctorate? Math don't care about any of that shit. None of it. All you need to know is that you don't own it. It's crazy, man. You go to a finance channel and they bring up color. You better switch off that. You better switch off that channel. They don't know what they're talking about. All you got to do is walk up to a slave and say, "Hey man, you know how to count? Hey man, you know how to count to 10?" They all say yes. Guess what they all start with? 1, 2, 3, and then you know the disc. Hey, okay, never mind. You can stop right there. Stop them at 5. They're gonna be like, "What? Why you stop me?" Hey man, don't worry about it. Just stop because they didn't start with 0. What's up, Gabriel? People in LJ's family must think he's a psychopath. No, they don't. Because you got to remember, Gabriel, I don't talk like this off the mic. I don't. You think I'm gonna pull down my mask in public? Hell no, I'm not. I'm not pulling down my mask in public. You know, this was so funny. I was thinking about this the other day too. You know how they got aliens looking like on TV and movies? They all look the same. Have you noticed that? But you've never seen one in person, right? Have you ever seen an alien? No, because they don't look like that. They look like regular people. I'm one. That's another illusion. Aliens don't look like somebody else. They look like us. It's us. You can't see us. We talk a whole different language. Has nothing to do with color, race, Democrat, Republican. Has nothing to do with any of that. Nothing. We know that. You guys don't. Now, some of us aliens will fit in and say we're Democrat or Republican so you can leave us the fuck alone. Might pretend to like a football team or a basketball team, hey, so they could fit in so you don't identify them. Because as soon as you say you don't like sports, they're like, oh, well, they're looking at you all weird and shit. You'd be like, oh, no, I can't have that. I'm down with the Lakers, man. That's my team. Whatever. Just fit right in. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yep. You got to unlearn all the bullshit you've been programmed to learn, even from your own family, your own neighborhood, all that bullshit. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, it's true. The people that have been telling you that, they don't know either. I'm giving you all the clues that you can check to see if these people have been telling you wrong financial information. Somebody doing your taxes, you say, hey man, you're in debt. You got student loan debt. If they tell you yes, you got to say, what the fuck are you doing my taxes for? And if you go to a some person that's giving you, he's a financial educator. He has all the licenses and the documents, and because this is all to fool you, all right? They have all the papers, the college degree, the licenses or whatever, their special serial numbers, and then you turn to them and say, hey, "You still got your student loans?" They tell you yes. You're like, "What the fuck are you giving me financial advice for then?" And you're paying them. You got to say to yourself, if you got student loans and I got student loans, doesn't that make us the same? Yes, it does. We are the aliens. We don't care what you got. We don't care what kind of car you drive. We don't care what kind of house you live in. We don't care. Are you in debt or not? If you're in debt, we don't even see you unless we want to see you, unless we're trying to sell something to you. I was just seeing this on so you guys can clearly understand something. It has nothing to do with color. Okay. Listen, I'm on my Facebook, right? All of a sudden I start seeing some ex-coworkers advertising for their employer on their personal Facebook pages for free. They don't even see it. Don't even see it. They do it proudly too. Hey man, hey, my great company, we're about to do this and that. And that. Now their company don't even have to pay for advertising no more because they're getting it done for free. And those of you that don't believe or understand what I'm talking about, when you begin to start a business, say like you have a job, but you're starting a new business. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to your employer and say, "Hey, can you return the favor by advertising my business on your social media page?" They'll say, "Fuck no." For free? And you say for free. They're not gonna use the F word. They're gonna say no. They probably laugh at you and say, what the hell are you talking about? Why would we do that? But yet you do it for free. That blows my mind. And all companies are doing it. They can't legally tell you to do it, but they make you feel bad if you don't. There you go. There go those feelings. There go those feelings. Oh man, they be doing you guys so dirty. You guys don't even get it, man. They be doing you so dirty. When you're in debt, they do you dirty. They do. They do you financially dirty. I was watching this dude the other day, right? This one guy, I forgot him. He's always got he's always got a Mercedes and a Porsche in the background. He's an older guy. He looks around my age, right? And he's talking about financing a Porsche and all this other stuff. And then he starts talking about like Bandman Kevo and say, "Hey man, I don't know why people are getting on Bandman Kevin and Kevo." And this is what he says. He's only doing me and him are doing pretty much the same thing. When he said that, I said to myself, exactly, you guys are. Then he goes, "So is Grant Cardone and this and that." I said, "Yes, they're all doing it. Yes, you're right. You guys all do the same bullshit." Now remember, what they're doing is not illegal. It just doesn't make mathematical sense. And maybe people focus on these dudes more because they're black. Who knows? I don't know. And why they might trust Grant Cardone because he's white. I don't know, whatever, right? But people compare themselves to each other. Like when somebody you find some regular person compare themselves to Grant Cardone, who's a multimillionaire, and you're not even a millionaire yet. You got to say, why are you comparing yourself to that person? They'll say something like, "Oh man, even Grant Cardone, man, they use debt to get this and that." Not the same debt that you're talking about, slave. The predator don't have nothing on you. Wealthy firefighter says, I didn't realize other people think like this." Yes. That was me for the first 40 years of my life. Sure was. A highly educated, high paid slave. That was me. Thinking six figures was a lot of money. Sure did. That's why all these channels be screaming six figures all the time. Why did you ever wonder why? How come they don't scream $1 million figures? You know why? Because they believe six figures is a lot of money. I'm looking for somebody that makes six figures. Why? Why is that? Because you're not making it. You are, or you want somebody to compare to. Who knows? Retired 2019 said, "LJ, I'm tired of telling slaves I'm retired. Instead, my new title is personal finance manager." Yeah, you know what you're doing when you got that hat and you got retired on your shirt. You're advertising to slaves, man. Don't do that. You're looking for trouble, man. Because you forget most of them, they think retirement's an age. If they don't even know how much debt they're in, how in the hell are they gonna retire? They can't. People ask me who my team is, and I'm like, which one of them is making me money? Gabriel says, "LJ is a revolutionary man for real. Thank you, sir." Dave Renee says, "Damn, LJ. Now that I think I'm a now that I think about it, a lot of things the employer gives you is for you to be a walking billboard, free t-shirts, mug, and all kinds of accessories, no additional pay to advertise their stuff. None. I remember when I worked for this particular company, I remember going to the company store and they said, "Hey, there's when I think about it, it cracks me up. But I didn't see the shit, right? But listen, they say, "Hey, man, 50% off at the company store for employees." I'm like, we're all employees. Oh, whoa! And then we head on down to the company store and buy the shit with all the logo shit all over it, and we get it for 50% off. No, we did. You know how much they got it for? Quadruple that in free advertisement. I would never do. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Gave the I gave the money they were paying me. I gave it right back to them, plus for free advertisement. I paid I paid money to advertise for them. Now they don't even have to have their they don't even have to have their employees wear t-shirts and shit. All they got to do them say, "Hey, be a team player. Why don't you get on to advertise the company on your thing and blah blah blah." That's all. And they do it for free, just like slaves. You watch. That's gonna be big coming up here now. That's gonna be big coming up here with everybody at home, right? It's really a waste of time to advertise, on billboards and shit because there's no traffic because people are not working, right? The majority of people, so they just have them do it on their social media pages for free. Ooh, they do slaves so dirty. Ooh, they do you guys so dirty. It don't matter your color. It don't matter your color. You guys better get that out of your head. There is levels to the wealth game. A lot of these people aren't playing the same league. Just because you shoot in the gym, all jumpers don't make you Kobe or Kobe or Michael Jordan. It don't. Let me tell you guys something, man. This feels like a motherfucking superpower, a financial superpower. It's like walking around. I swear to God, it's like It's like the Matrix, the movie. You're walking around. Slaves are talking dead all day long. They have no idea that they're talking dead. None. Believing they got an awesome deal for a finance car. They got a house on sale, even though they financed it for 30 years. They get the latest phone every single. Oh my God. Wayman says network marketers always promote the idea of being a six-figure earner and are convinced that once you get there, you can walk on water. Exactly. And so funny. That's partly what woke me up. I remember because you got to remember, I was in the debt matrix for the first 40 years of my life. I thought once I made six figures, just like Wayman said, I'd be walking on water. And then once I got there, I was like, oh, okay. Well, so this is where I get to, and then I work till I'm 65, making this six-figure income, and then I retire and enjoy life. I said, hell no, fuck that. Fuck that shit. No, no, I promise you, you keep going to these channels and they keep bringing up the six-figure income. I promise you, that's not the channel you want to be at. You better stop thinking six figures is a lot of money. This is how you got to look at it, okay? This is how you got to look at it. If you walked up to Jeff Bezos and says, "Hey, Jeff, do you think six figures is a lot of money?" What do you think Jeff Bezos would say to you? What do you think he would say to you? Now you're probably thinking, why am I bringing up Jeff Bezos? Because he's a person. He's no different than you or I. He's no different than the difference between you and Jeff Bezos? He trusts math and he has direction. This is why I'm doing it hasn't happened for me yet, but it's already happened in my mind. So I'm also doing like something undone before. I'm calling out what's going to happen before it happens. I'm going to be big as Dave Ramsey, if not bigger. I'm going to be big as Tony Robbins, if not bigger. I will be on the Joe Rogan show. He will invite me on his show. Once you discover yourself, you will see a clear path. You'll clearly see what your path is. First, you must own yourself. You'll never get there if you don't own yourself. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals if you own yourself or not. If that number's in the negative, you don't even own you. That's why you're on high value channels. That's why you think money has something to do with color, where you live, what kind of job you have, what kind of college you went to. That if you believe all that, that's why you're there, because you're in the negative. That's why you believe that. Again, next time somebody brings up finances and they mix color in there, I want you to understand. I want you to ask yourself: does math care about black? Does math care about green? Does math care about Chinese? The yellow? Does it care about that? No, all it cares about is positive or negative. That's it. I wonder how someone or something made this experiment to reality. This was somebody. This was once a thought in somebody's head. You better fucking believe that shit. Let me also tell you something. Over here, there's a different set of rules, and they are clear. There's different sets of rules here. I promise you. I don't know how to explain that part yet, but the rules are different. Because you got to know the basics first before you can even understand these rules. You have to know the basics. You have to know that all those are distractions and illusions. Everything taking away your attention from yourself. People are in love with fantasy. They are, Jewel. They are. Gabriel says it's sad. Everyone has a dream, but in their zombie job for 20 years. Exactly. Why do you think when you walk past people's computers and their screensavers are always places where they would rather be than where they're at? Have you ever noticed that? Pictures in their cubicles, places where they'd rather be than where they're at right now, because that's as close as they're going to get to it. At least that's what they think. That's what you think. Somebody that has pictures of Hawaii but never been there before, but just keeps talking about they're going to go there. I got to tell you something. One day you're going to be dead. Well, I have no idea what you're waiting on. When you get out of debt, this is what I never forget now. One day I'm going to be dead. That's the only thing that I can guarantee is going to happen. I'm going to be dead. So by default, that makes time the most valuable thing on earth. Time, not money, time. Now, if there's 7 days in a week and your employer owns 5 and you own 2, your employer owns more time in your life than you. That's a problem. That's a problem. And if they're calling you on those 2 days and they're calling you after hours and emailing you and texting you, they own even more than that. I can't believe I didn't see that shit. You guys involved in IT? Those of you guys don't know my background. I was in IT for 20 years, a VMware virtualization engineer 3, third tier, all that networking, SANs, fiber channels, DMZ, virtual machines, all that bullshit. I was good, and they knew it. You know how they knew it? Because they bothered me all the time, called me all the time, called me after hours, emailed me, even when I wasn't on call. Even when I wasn't on call. You know what that tells me? I'm worth more than what they're paying me. You think I knew that? Nah, I was in debt. So you guys, you youngsters getting into IT, you better not ever fucking remember. You better not ever forget that. You walk in, you see what your contract. Hey, you're going to be working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. These are your hours. You say okay, and then they say, hey, we'll reduce your phone bill and this and that. You say okay, cool, but I'm gonna get a separate phone. I'm not going to have a. It's not going to be tied to my personal phone. They're going to be like, oh, okay, whatever, right? And then when you get that personal phone, if you're not on call, you leave that phone at work. All email, phone calls, all of it's attached to it. Because if you leave the building and you're not on call, there's absolutely no reason for them to contact you. You power that phone off and you put it in the desk. There's no reason for them to, there's no reason. They're not paying you. Currency only cares about movement, no color involved. Nope. You, you know what's so funny about slaves though? Currency is not physical. Slaves never stop and think, hey, why do they call money two names? Sometimes they call it currency and sometimes they call it money. They never ever stop and say, hey, wait a minute, those are two separate words for a reason. Yes, they are, because you can't touch currency. It's energy. I notice all these six-figure channels, none of them show their personal credit report. Never. They would never do that. Cupcake says, I seen a slave in his 30s here on YouTube bragging about his American Express card, his new car, his new house. He was buying his breakfast with an American Express card. And he has the audacity to belittle people in student loan debt, yet he has credit card debt and finance. He has credit card that and finance his new car. Exactly. They don't even know what they're saying. I'm not working for a set rate hourly ever again. No, sir. Michael Green says, people work 5 days to get a happy hour and barely 2 days to do it all over again and again and again. And slaves don't really understand this. They don't even get a full 2 days. You know why? Because when Sunday gets here, they might enjoy the first half of Sunday, but then they already got to wrap it up because they got to get ready for what? Monday. So they really only get a day and a half. Oh, Monique Mama says, I work 2-3 days a week unless I want to work more. See, that's what I'm talking about. People that are debt free that have jobs, they only work at jobs they like. They don't work at jobs they hate, and they work the hours that they want, not the work hours that are given. The job expects you to roll over from on top of your woman if you get someone call. Hey, Wayman, I can't even count how many times that happened to me being in IT. Can't even count. I remember when I used to have to get up in the middle of the night and knew I wasn't on call. There was something inside of me that used to say, man, something is wrong with this, man. This doesn't feel right. You know what it was? It wasn't right. They wasn't paying me for it. I was doing it for free. I would get called in the middle of the night and still be expected to be in the office at 8 or 9. Still be expected. Oh my God. American Express is his daddy. Forgive him not for what he do. I'm set apart. Says married to your job 49 weeks out the year is not it. Sure ain't. And then slaves, they brag about how many weeks they get a year. Oh man, I get 2 weeks a year. I get 3 weeks a year. Out of 365 days of the whole year, you're happy to get 2 weeks. If say like you earn 2 weeks or 3 weeks vacation. Most jobs don't even let them take it all at once. They say, "Oh no, man." They even dictate their vacation days. That shit happened to me. Never once did I say, "Wait, what the fuck? Wait a minute." I gave you guys all this time this whole year, and now you get to dictate if I can take my whole vacation at once? Nah. Mm-mm. The faster, let me explain something to you what's about to happen. Okay, so you guys can, I know you slaves, you guys can't see it, but the world has changed forever. So you better hurry up and get out of this color shit. Think it matters what color you are. You better hurry up and get out of that. The world has changed forever. This is going to be the world of delivery. 24-hour delivery. You better believe it's coming. Who do you think they're going to have to do those types of jobs? Slaves. You guys are going to deliver packages 24 hours a day. Oh, do you guys? I hope you guys even see it. It's like this. Let me explain something to you. I get up at like 6 or 7 in the morning just to meditate because that's my time. Everybody's still asleep. I get my med. You know, I hear a package being dropped off at the door at fucking 7 a.m., 6:30 in the morning. First, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Who the hell's by my door at 6:30 in the morning?" It was a package. Sometimes my packages will reach my house at 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock. Hey, your package just got dropped off 9 o'clock. Who do you think's doing those jobs? Slaves. Now that businesses are closed, big businesses know they don't need big buildings anymore because all their slaves are working at home. They about to switch you guys all over from W-2 to 1099 where you don't know shit because if you've been a W-2 all your life, you don't know about 1099s. Oh yeah, they're gonna get you good because you don't understand taxes. They're gonna get you. You're gonna take that money and you're gonna instead of you taking it out of your check like your job did, it's gonna be up to you. And guess what you're gonna do? You're not gonna do it. You're gonna say, "Hey, well, I needed it. Times are hard." Or, hey, whatever. They give you about 3 years, enough rope to hang yourself. That's why you can go back 3 years to file your taxes. That's like the deadline because you're not really looking at it that way. It's 3 years. If you ain't did your taxes right in 3 years, that's enough rope to hang yourself. You're never getting out of that hole, so they can come to you anytime. And guess what? You're not gonna have the money. You're not. You're not gonna have it. So not only will you be paying those taxes, you'll be paying penalties and fees on top of it. And because you say I didn't know, that's no excuse. You guys already believe taxes are the ones keeping you down. You believe that. So just imagine when you're put in charge of your own money and your own taxes, you're not going to pay them. You're not. Yes, they are. You better believe it. Hey, mark my words, 24-hour package delivery. I tell you, just like I said, a package that dropped off at my house at 6:30 in the morning, and I've gotten packages at 9 o'clock at night. What you think's coming next? he said, I'm waiting for a package right now. See that? You think I'm joking? Who do you think's working those hours? Slaves. Big businesses can finally catch up with Amazon and Uber and Uber Eats and all this. They can finally catch up with making all the employees from W-2 to 1099 no longer in charge of their fucking retirement and taxes and insurance and electricity and insurance for problems. All of that, they're all at home now and responsible for themselves. I'm just speaking the truth, right? And woman, I'm not even. They can learn about taxes. Google's your friend. You think they're going to do that? Sorry, Omanike. That's not going to happen. You know what they're going to think? This is what slaves think. They'll say, oh, man, IRS won't pick on little old me. Yes, they will. Let me explain something to you. People make mistakes on their taxes, okay? That just happens. Especially when you're starting a new business, okay? It just happens. This is part of it. This is why they give you 3 years to straighten out your shit. But when you don't, there's things that are clearly mistakes, and there's clearly things that you absolutely disregard of paying taxes at all because the math is going to show it. If you start making a lot of money in your business and start buying houses and cars and going on trips and buying ridiculous jewelry and purses, and then you turn around and tell the IRS, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to pay taxes. Really? Oh, really? People be going on reality shows. This would be blowing me away. People be on famous reality shows and then they don't pay their taxes. Are you insane? I'll deliver a few skids in a cargo sprinter before I deliver door to door versus I prefer the doctor to. See, I mean, and again, I'm not knocking jobs. Don't get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just talking about the 24-hour delivery. People are going to be delivering packages at 3 a.m. When I was living in Seattle, right? Uh, I could get a delivery in an hour. If I ordered it by a certain time, I could get that delivered in an hour because I live really close to the Amazon warehouse. That is absolutely amazing. Who do you think's doing those jobs? Global commodity. 24-hour delivery. Funny thing, I'm actually waiting for. Oh yeah, he's the Cupcake says Christmas and holidays are so much brighter without debt. Oh my God. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for Christmas. Now, if you don't believe it, the bank has a solution for you. Mail on Sunday show is better. Hey, they got Amazon. Amazon employs the postal workers on Sundays. They deliver packages for Amazon on Sundays. Now it makes sense when corporations got $5.4 trillion by Congress. It makes sense now. Makes total sense to me. They do it right in your. Hey, you guys, they do it right in your face. Small businesses close, but Walmart and Home Depot, Costco, they all stay open. Does that make sense to you? That don't make sense to me. They have hundreds of people come in their store. Wouldn't the virus more likely get caught up in that instead of a small business? No, but they close a small. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make sense to me. But but it's a little deeper than that, so you guys can get it. The banks already knew who was in trouble well before the virus came. The banks already know who's in trouble. They already know who's going to be begging for loans. They already know because they already knew who was in trouble. You can already see who's going to fall. You can already see that. That's people with late payments, refinance a million times. You guys are going to fall. You are the first ones to start begging for loans. But then you probably wonder to yourself, you're like, why in the hell would Ruth Chris and these big companies, why would they go for loans? I know. Doesn't that seem weird to you? They're clearly not broke, but they're getting loans. why do you why do you think that is? Let's figure it out. You need it and they don't, but they applied for them. You better stop thinking it has something to do with color. You better stop thinking it has something to do with how you grew up. You better stop thinking somebody's holding you back. If you had better chances to do, all you got to do is begin counting with zero always. That's all you got to do. Every time you start counting your money, you start with zero. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean, LJ, start with zero? This is all you got to do. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start counting from. Now, if you see this large negative number, understand you're not even at zero yet. You're not even at zero. But for some reason, you think you can go around or break the laws of mathematics. You keep thinking that. I can't stand it when people ask me if I did all my Christmas shopping. The only thing I'm buying somebody is a clue. Slaves, they walk around and repeat that same old statement like a fucking program. Hey, you get your shopping done. Hey, you got. They don't even know it's a fucking program. Hey, you get your shopping done. Hey, you get your shopping done. Hey, you want to turn around and say, no, slave, you don't even have money to go shopping. You just don't even know it. I want to go, hey, did you get your shopping done? Who paid for it? The bank? Can't fall if you sell before they can't fall if you sell before they come. Nick says, I ain't taking no more loans, man. Don't. It's not color, but math. It's just math. Should I sell drugs then? Put it this way. Okay, just the statement, that statement alone, okay. One day you're gonna be dead. Okay, you're gonna be dead. So that means time is the most valuable thing on earth. Time. So you're asking, should I do something that I'm gonna lose that time for doing it? Because selling drugs, and you get caught, some time out of your life is going to be taken away forever. You're never getting it back. It's gone forever. And most people risk that for money, for money that doesn't even exist. That tells you right there that you got to be in debt. And I promise you, if you do anything that compromises that will something that will take the life out, be taken from you, the time out of your life will be taken from you for green pieces of paper, you are in debt. Because only a person in debt would take such a chance. Somebody come up to you and say, hey man, can you do this and that? Hey man, if I get caught, will I go to jail? They say yes, you say no. I can't imagine LJ in the workforce. I couldn't imagine in myself in the workforce no more either. Getting up at a certain time and know I'm dedicated for the next 8-9 hours at one place, and then I got to get in traffic to get there, and get in the traffic to go to a place that I don't want to go and don't want to stay, and do the same thing when I have to leave a place that I didn't want to go in the first place. Now I'm in traffic to get back home. Hell no, especially knowing that, like, when you sit in traffic, you think you have to be there. You don't have to be there. You put yourself there. The very thing that you're in traffic on the freeway that you're making payments on, that's why you're there in traffic, because of that. If you're in traffic making payments on a car, that's why you're in traffic, because you're making payments on the car. Have you noticed when you look around and you're on the freeway, you look at everybody's faces, all their faces look just like yours, because you guys are all thinking the same thing. Next time you hear somebody complain about traffic, because slaves always do that. They always like to come to work and say, "Woo, that traffic was bad." And then when they go home, "Oh my God, that traffic was horrendous." And then they come to work, "Hey, that traffic was bad." Next time you hear somebody say that, the first question you ask them, "Hey, you making car payments?" If they say yes, that's why they believe the traffic is bad, because they're making car payments. It's everything. It's the only thing. Drug dealers going out of business when they realize marijuana everywhere not is uh, the only reason why I think the marijuana drug dealers are going to be in business, because of the taxes that are associated with legal marijuana. That's the only reason why. But those prices that they used to charge, those days are done. Now the illegal drug dealers, they got to go according to the market. If you can go to a store and get an ounce of weed for $180, but your local drug dealer, he's selling it for $280, you're gonna be like, nah, I'm just gonna go down the street to the store. Slaves are time wasters, they are. Cupcake says, the credit card company I used to work for in January always made their money back 20 times 4. Man, I bet you they do. I mean, 20-fold. I know what you meant. 20-fold. People have so much debt after Christmas. Yeah. And they all slaves say the same thing. I got to work overtime, pay off that Christmas. That means you charged it. If you're working extra hours to pay off Christmas, you just told the world that you charged Christmas. So whatever number that you think you charged, you times that by your interest rate on your credit cards. LJ, I was obese when I retired. Now that I'm free, I've lost 35 pounds and getting back into my weight in college. That's what you do, man. Hey, this is what it is. Retire. You know what it is? You know why you're doing that? Because your body, put it this way, your body shows the world how you feel inside. Your body shows the world how you feel inside. That's what your body does. So when people see me, they always see me in shape because I want the world to know how I feel inside. That's how I feel. You see my body? That's how I feel inside. Cupcakes, I feel bad for you for working in a horrible company. Now, if you're in the background listening, I'm going to give you a chance to ask me some questions. If you don't agree that color, if you don't agree color has anything to do with money, or you think it does, come up and tell me. Tell me why you think that is. And I promise you, I'll give you an answer to why you think that is. It counts on what drugs you're talking about, though. But again, I want you guys to understand something, man. Especially you drug dealers. Let me tell you something. Only people that will risk the time in their life losing it, have it taken away from you, something that you can never get more of, knowing that one day you're going to be dead. That's a guarantee. You're doing it because you're in debt. Because that's the only, you don't have to do anything illegal to make a lot of money. You don't have to do that. You don't have to I promise you, all you got to do is get out of debt and you'll see. You don't have to do anything illegal. Slaves are giving you money. Slaves are giving away money. A coworker told me he skipped the rent this month just to get his adult children some gifts. His response was, it's Christmas. I laughed. Isn't that amazing what they say out loud? It's amazing what slaves will say out loud to somebody in the open. They will rationalize anything. But on the same note, let me tell you guys something. The system is the system. It only favors those who trust mathematics. That's it. It doesn't care if you're Republican, Democrat. It doesn't care if you're black or white, female, male. It doesn't matter. Math says, do you trust math? Yeah, then you're on my team. If you don't, you're not. Restaurants will be around. Folks like eating out. Oh yeah, restaurants will be forever, but it'll just be delivery. Dining in is going to be gone for a while, man. But restaurants, food, nah, man. The delivery of food. Just if I was in the restaurant business right now, I'll just shut down dining in. I would just shut all it, and I would master delivery. I would come up with some kind of plan to make my delivery so different than anybody else's because they don't really understand what's coming. There's about to be 24-hour delivery. You get your business, you get your restaurant set up for that. Get that shit all prepared now. Get your employees because there's going to be plenty of people to work those disgusting hours. 24-hour food delivery. You will make so much money. You don't have to worry about anybody filling those hours because there are going to be plenty of people. There are millions of people out of work. Next time, this those of you that think it has money has something to do with color, this is what I want you to do. Every time your delivery person comes to your door, I want you to check and see what color they are. See if they're all white, see if they're all black, see if they're all Chinese. I guarantee you it's gonna be color of every rainbow in the fucking tree. That'll tell you it has nothing to do with color. When you go here's another example. When you go shopping on Amazon, but just before you click purchase, you pick out all your shit, and just before you click purchase, do you stop and say, "Hey, I wonder if this is coming from a black person? I wonder if my 2-day delivery is coming from a white company or a black person is selling it or whatever, or a Chinese person." You don't care. Just 2 days, right? Color has nothing to do with it. All you care about, will it get here? When it's going to get here? No, that was 10 years ago, and I haven't worked since. That's the new 24-hour delivery is literally hell. Yeah, it's coming here. Seven King, what's up, King? Restaurant industry is all about delivery, global, as simple that McDonald's and Yum KFC stocks are all booming, and that's based because of delivery. Exactly. It's gonna get. Hey, this is obvious. What I'm telling you guys, this is totally obvious. Millions of out of work. Millions of people need jobs. Delivery is it. Here's the booming industries. Okay, these are just obvious things to me. Okay, food delivery. Obesity is about to go through the fucking roof. So if you need to get some kind of exercise person or some kind of, get in awesome shape, and then people will throw money at you because millions of people are going to be obese because they're going to be working from home. They're going to work more hours, and they still ain't going to have time to cook. They're going to work more hours because since they're not going to be in traffic, they're going to rationalize and say, "Oh, at least I'm not in 2 hours of traffic. I might as well get paid." And then they're going to be at home. They ain't got time to cook. Delivery is going to go even more through the roof. Obesity is going to go through the roof because they showing the fuck ain't going to gyms. You see it? This is obvious to me. What's the point in living to work that much? I know, no point. In NYC, they add a COVID tax to the bill. A COVID tax to the bill. You see how you slaves? You guys think you have no choice. You have a choice. You have a choice. Right in your face. Right in your face, a COVID tax. Guess what they're gonna add it on? Food, all the things that you're going to need. Let's see, they're going to add another tax to food delivery, and the food delivery tax is just going to be passed to you guys. That's all it is. Don't think because they up the tax on food delivery that businesses are going to suffer. No, they're going to naturally pass that to you. So them raising taxes really don't mean shit. You're going to pay it. You think you're going to stop with food delivery? No, you're going to continue to pay it. Right now, think about it this way. People pay more for the delivery of the food than the food itself. Man, I hope you guys seeing what's coming. Now, if you don't want to be part of that, I got the plan for you. I can help you make sure you're not part of that. I hope you guys understand. I got the blueprint to help you out of that. If you don't want to be working 24 hours, you don't want that messed up shift. So he wants to be homeless to get grown children gifts. I know, right? That ain't make no sense. Uber Eats and DoorDash is making hella cash. You better believe that. They're making bread. Oh, who else is making company? Online. Have you noticed the amount of online banking places that popped up? They're just popping up like fucking weeds. Every day I get on social media, there's a new kind of credit, debit card, cash banking, electronic banking, something or other. That's why apps like the Earning app. That's why they're making so much bread. They're making so. They're making so much bread, and companies like the Earning app. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. Most definitely, online personal training will be booming. Restaurants all charge it here. It's mandatory by law. Paying a tax on something that you didn't even cause. Boy, they be kicking you slaves when you're down on the ground, your chains are rattling, and you're asking for more of it. You're doing it to yourself. They do it right in your face. You're going to pay a COVID tax. Nobody stop and say, hey, wait a minute, I didn't bring COVID here. Yeah, but who cares, slave? You're going to be paying the tax. Monica says, this is an opportunity to utilize delivery companies to get out of debt. Sure is. You can get out of debt. Or this is the opportunity where you could start a delivery company, because there's going to be plenty of room for everybody, because restaurants will be forced to do this. So right now you could start some kind of delivery company with some specialty to do something even faster or better or whatever. It's plenty of opportunity. Just because Uber Eats and all the big boys are out there, that don't mean they thought of everything. All you got to do is look ahead. What's your goal, LJ, for 2021? If you don't mind me asking, my goal is to blow the fuck up. That's my goal. That's my goal. Now, my goal is to pay a house in cash. That's my goal. That's my next goal. Not necessarily, it might be 2021, 2022, but that's my next goal, to own where I live. Why would I do that? Because I'm one, for those of you guys that, for those of you that understand this, I'm 99% alien and 1% slave. Why am I 1% slave? Because I don't own where I live. You think I talk the way I talk now? You wait till I own a house. Free and clear, no mortgage, no nothing. A nice house, not some piece of shit house or some fixer upper. No, a nice house that I will own. I will be unstoppable. You couldn't tell me nothing. You don't even get it. If you thought, I remember when I first quit my 6-figure job, I thought that was a big deal. I thought that was a huge, oh my God, I was so terrified. Oh my God, I'm about to quit $160,000 job. Sure is a perfectly good job that wanted me to stay and everything. And I quit it. That ain't nothing compared to this. A paid off house. That's going to have me eliminate the largest expense that I've ever had throughout my entire life, which is your living expense. That's your living. It's the biggest one every month. Which one is the biggest? Your living expense. Once I have a paid off house, that will be eliminated for the rest of my life. I won't even have it. There is no better investment than that. To own where you live. That pays me back. That'll pay me back every single month. Why? Because I will not have a bill every month, and millions of people will, and I won't. There is a proposal in Chicago City Council right now for taxing folks who don't go back to work after it's deemed okay to. Woo, a tax on that. Get back to work, slaves. Say, obesity will be on the rise. Facts, you're not lying. Also, depression, sure will. And the vaccine pharmaceutical industry stocks are booming because everyone is at home sitting like slaves. They sure? It is booming. Can you imagine the deal that Pfizer got? Oh, that's unbelievable. That's more money than you could ever believe. You better believe that. And this is what they're going to do. And this is, I don't know this for sure. Okay, I'm just guessing. This is just what makes sense. I was wondering why the second round of stimulus checks haven't come around yet. I believe that they're just going to, and this was sent to me, and I believe it just makes sense. They're going to say, hey, you want a second stimulus check? Yeah, you got to get a shot. You got to get the vaccine shot. They're going to be lined up around the corner to get that vaccine shot. So you hear all these, like, and here's another thing. You hear all these people, oh man, the blacks are going to get it first. You know how it is. You know how that. No, no. There you go with that color shit again. There you go. This is what they're going to do. You want to check? Yeah, you got to take a vaccine first. That's one of the requirements. They're going to be lined up around the blocks. Why? Because people are broke with no jobs. All these channels talking about, hey, I wonder if I'm gonna take, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. Yes, you are. You're a slave. All slaves take it first. You guys are all gonna take it first. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Will the slaves ever revolt because civil unrest? No, they don't know. Slaves don't know they're slaves. Slaves don't know they're slaves. Slaves think money exists. Money doesn't even exist in any form for slaves. They think it got something to do with color. Debt is the colorblind slave master. All they see is green. It don't care if you're a woman. It don't care how fine. If the woman got a fat ass and she got some thighs, that don't care none about none of that shit. Is it a green woman? You know the green woman on Star Trek? That's what I'm talking about. You make that goal, LJ. You will make that goal easily. Thank you, Omanike. It's already in my head. I remember I used to always hear a motivational speaker say, "Hey man, your goal, you must already start." Yeah, it's true. It's got to go in your head first. First you see it, and then you just tell it. The only reason why I'm not the biggest channel on YouTube, which I will be. I will be on YouTube. I will be. The only reason why I'm not, because people don't know who I am yet. And I'm a very tough pill to swallow. SMD, you can't imagine SMD as a gigantic red pill, bigger than your body. And I'm asking you to swallow it. I'm asking you to swallow this big red pill that's bigger than your body. You're looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, LJ? I'm like, hey, swallow this pill, man. Slaves will be required to take the vaccine if they want to keep their job. Sure will. It'll be mandatory to get a job. Slaves, listen, stop thinking you have a choice. I can give you the choice. But if you think you have a choice on your own, you don't. Slaves will get the vaccine first. It don't matter if you think you're going to take it or more the black people are going to get it first. All that stupid bullshit. You better stop. Slaves are going to take it first. And then they're going to see what happens. Get back to work, slaves. I'm in the medical field, so I'll take the vaccine. I want to travel in the future anyway. So, hey, you better believe all people in the medical field are going to be required to take it. That's going to be a requirement. Believe that. If you're in the medical field, you ain't got no choice. You got to take it. And if you're in the medical field in deep doo-doo debt, you goddamn straight, you're going to take that vaccine. You sure are. You're going to take it. It doesn't matter how you feel inside. Can you imagine how many people in the medical field that deep inside, they don't want to take that shit? They don't want to take it. But then they're going to look at that big, gigantic Mount Everest student loan debt. They're gonna roll up their sleeve. You see all those people on TV right now? They're the first to take the shots. People snapping away pictures. You see all that shit? That's crazy. LJ, you should do a business about dating. You will solve 95% of the problems. Nobody wants to listen, Gabriel. Slaves will think, What the hell does debt have to do with relationships? Because slaves date slaves. See, you guys don't even know how it works, right? Two slaves get together, good careers, but they're working many hours, not spending any time with each other, spending more time at work, and then they start blaming each other, and then they start having affairs at work, and then two slaves at work not realizing why they're getting together because they're always at work. And then they get together, and then they just repeat the cycle over, and the cycle just repeats itself. Same like that, or that green guy from the Dragon Ball Z name. I never really watched too much Dragon Ball Z though when I was a kid. Take this pill, exactly. Remember, nothing is free. Nothing's free. Cupcake says, "Yeah, they'll pay you $1,200 or more to get the shot for clinical studies research." Will here, man. We're gonna put this stuff inside of you for $1,200. Are you fucking crazy? For how much? $1,200. You know what they say? Yeah, we saw your credit report, and we know you're going to take this $1,200. You're a slave. I know what happens to COVID-19 patients. So I'm taking the vaccine. If you know what I know, hey, to each their own, Monica. I'm not saying it's good or bad. This is all I'm saying, that I'm gonna take it on my own accord until I'm forced. It'll reach everybody. It counts on it. But this is how I look at it. This is just my vision. Okay, this is just what I see. All right. Everybody that works is going to be forced to take the vaccine. Okay, that's period. All right, no different than any other shots. Okay, just when your kids go to school, just like this list of shots your kids got to have, they're just going to put it on the list. And then once everybody has the list, like workers and people, children, and all this other stuff, and then they're going to start saying, "Hey, you got to have the vaccine before you can fly. You got to have the vaccine before you can do this." Well, people are not going to care because they're going to already have taken it. So they're not going to really care if they implement it all over the place. See, do you see it? Then again, they won't care if they start implementing everywhere because they've already taken it to what? To work. Sure will. To get that second round of stimulus checks too. Why do you think they're holding off so long? People need that money right now. People need that second stimulus check. That's a need. Why are they pussyfooting? That's what I was wondering for the long. I'm like, why are they waiting so long to send everybody? These people need this money. Vaccines coming out. Got it. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking the beta release. Nope. It's no different than when a new phone comes out, a new model. That first year is always messed up, but there's always people that's going to pay to be beta testers. They only need one standard deviation. Gabriel says the vaccines are not good or bad in my opinion. It's not, I don't know enough about it. I think it's for other reasons, but not reasons for like conspiracy reasons, shit like that. But I'm not going to talk about that here. That's only in the members only area. Okay. They said 70% need it. I'm going to be part of the 30% that don't. Like I always say, these guys, for the people that know, they're going to reach you because once they give it to all the people, healthcare, people with jobs, all the people in these areas, especially in healthcare, that's like they're getting it first. Believe that, because the slaves got, you can't have slaves say, "Hey," they go to the hospital to get the shot, right? And then the slaves say, "Hey, doc, nurse, did you guys take the shot?" And all the doctors and nurses say no, but you giving them the shot, they're gonna catch on. So healthcare workers have to, else else the whole thing won't work. You can't go to the doc and say, "Hey, doc, you get your shot yet?" Doc says, "Nah, man, you gonna get it?" And the doctor says, "Nah, I ain't getting, nah, I ain't getting the shot. But here, roll up your sleeve. Here, roll up your sleeve." Nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You can't have that. That's not part of the plan, man. Again, I'm not saying the vaccine's good, bad, evil. I'm just saying. I'm just saying the vaccine. Period. Okay. I don't know how I got way over there. I'm resetting my music here. There we go. See where my battery's at. Okay, 10%. I still got some. Anyway, back to the color thing and money and the channels, man. Hey, you guys gotta when you go to these channels and you see all these people in the lives and thousands of people, hey man, you can't be impressed by that shit. Don't it it's an illusion. All you need to worry about the business of yourself financially and you I swear to God, if you get out of debt and you own yourself, everything those people are saying means that means nothing. You'll clearly see that it's strictly business. It's business. And nothing is wrong with what they're doing, okay? Nothing. I don't care who's doing it. I don't have any feelings about them, what they do or why they do it. It just doesn't make any sense to me, so I don't watch it. Andre says vaccines financed with the government. Nick says they're not forcing me to take it. We'll see. Damn, I shouldn't have not picked on the nerds in high school. Would you invest and purchase property overseas or down in South America? Uh, I don't really honestly, I don't look at stuff like that because I don't own my house. I don't own where I live, so I don't really think like that as far as investing. If I don't even own my house, if I don't even own where I live, I have no business investing in anything outside of that. I always tell people there is no better investment than owning where you live. That is so obvious to me today. That is so obvious. I mean, you know how fast my money would have stacked when I was working if I didn't have rent or mortgage? There would have been money leaking out of my bank account. The bank would have been calling me and saying, "Hey man, can you come get some of this money?" Retire says L Jack and spotted slaves in 60 seconds. Me too. Well, they talk out loud. That's why they're easy to spot. Slaves are easy to spot. You guys be talking out loud, the stuff you say. Oh, my plug is downstairs. Just a second. Let me text my guns. I gotta have a 1 second, you guys. All right. So if anybody, here you go. New people, preferably. If you've never been up here on the panel and you got a question, don't be shy. Jump up here and ask me a question. If you are, or if you're in a scary place right now and you don't ever want this to happen to you again, now is the time to ask the questions. Because if you get on social media right now, you're gonna think it has something to do with color, or you'll think somebody they're doing great on social. They're acting like nothing's happening. That's an illusion. Even if this is you and you're listening to this, and this is you pretending on social media like this is not affecting you, you got to ask yourself, how come I can see you? Because if it's true, if what I'm saying is true and you know it's you gotta ask, don't be mad about that. I know it. Just say, is it true what he's saying? Yeah. How does he know that? I can see something that you can't. If you don't mind asking, what city or state you from, and house is the housing market? I'm from Seattle, Washington. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I guess their housing is expensive, but once out of debt, I don't care what the market is. The only time I care about the housing market prices is when I sell, never when I buy, ever. Okay, let me say that one more time. It doesn't matter the housing market, whatever, what's doing, what New York, Seattle, or California, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter to me. It only matters when I sell, never when I buy. But right now, again, the only piece of real estate that's my goal is where I live. You're probably asking, well, LJ, why do you think that? Why do you think owning a house is the best investment than anything out there? Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt tells me it's so. That's what the T. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt tells me owning a house is the best thing to do. Because trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt, that's millions of people with a mortgage. If I don't have one, that places me financially ahead of millions of people by default. Everything is out in the open. You just got to be able to see it. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is difficult. Houses aren't that expensive if you move outside the city. If you own your house, you don't have a reason to live close to your job. Again, it doesn't matter. Housing market prices, you don't have to worry about it. Doesn't matter where you live. There's about to be a catastrophic housing market crash that you've ever seen in your fucking life. It's about to come. You thought 2008 was something? Wait till you see this one. There's going to be millions of foreclosures. You're going to get two houses, maybe three houses for the price of they are today. And guess who's going to be locked into the housing market prices of today? Slaves financing houses right now. Slaves. Seattle's really expensive. Amazon and Microsoft, also Starbucks, are all based there. Those companies' stocks are booming. Seattle is a good place to own property. Yeah, it is if you got the money to buy a place. If you got the money to buy it, yes, for sure. Hey, she ain't coming up here with the cord. She must not be next to her phone. Yep. But you know what? You know why I left Seattle? It's just cloudy and rainy every day, man. I need the sun. And if I was in debt, I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't have I couldn't I wouldn't have been able to leave Seattle if I was in debt. And somebody just text me, so let me put this up here. I always forget. There it is, person. Sorry, keep forgetting that. Said the part says they're looking to assign 30-year mortgages really soon. That's why interest rates are really low. They need more slaves. That's why interest rates are low. That's bait on hooks. That's the bait they put on the hooks for slaves. We need slaves locked in so that what they do, they put the low interest rate bait on the hook, and slaves buy it. They get up, they jump right on. Seattle's a very clean city. It's just raining all the damn time. Exactly, that's why I left. Rainy and cloudy all the time. Boeing moved to South Carolina, though. They did. Boeing moved. Boeing is still there, but their headquarters, they moved to South or North. I think it was South. Come in. Thank you. 1 second, you got. All right. Hope you guys take this and understand. I know it's kind of all over the place like I always do, but I really want you guys to understand it ain't got nothing to do with color, okay? When people talk about money, usually the people that mix race and color into money, they usually are. You need to ask, do you have student loans? If they say yes, that's why they're saying it like that. Yes, they did. They sure did. I was trapped, Gabriel. You're right. And for you youngsters like that, like Gabriel and Nick and all you youngsters, let me tell you something, man. I know when you're that age, you probably think 50 is old. Let me tell you something. No, it's not. It's not. It's not old. You take care of your body. You take care of your body. It'll look the same at 50. You can have a six pack and muscles and all. You can. You just got to choose it. That's it. Just choose it. Let me tell you something. Especially if you're a young man, man. Get out of debt. You vibrate at a different level. I promise you, man. And women pick up on it. First, you got to know that you vibrate at a different level. You must know that. And when you do, I promise you, women pick it up. It's not a thing like, hey, I'm the shit and I look like this and yeah, I know women. No, it's not like that. It's not. I promise you, it's not like that. You're just being you. They see it, smell it. I don't know what it is. For some reason, they look at you just like they know you are different than you're different. You're different. I don't know what's different about you. You just think in your head, I know what it is. I'm not going to explain it though. A lot of slaves are talking about going back to school to collect more debt in these times. They sure are, because they think higher education is the answer. No, it's not, slaves. What that is creating. Just imagine this. This is what you guys don't even see. Imagine this. Online colleges are coming up like weeds too. Have you noticed that? They're just coming up all over the place, right? Once the people got new, they have to have their old careers are gone now. So they think a new career is the answer. So they're gonna go do what? Go back to school, getting more debt. That's what they're gonna do. And this is all they do. They say, oh man, when I get this new job, I'll be making enough money to pay off the student loan debt. Sure it will. You're welcome. Shout out to Nick for the 999 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I mean that, man. When you younger dudes, man, I gotta you when you're out in the world and you're young, man, and it's different, man. It's different. You vibrate at a higher level. You say what you want. You say you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have big muscles and a nice car. You just be you. And women will notice. You walk in the room, right? You walk somewhere, you go to a club or you do whatever, right? Sex is not the first thing on your brain. It's not. Now, don't get me wrong. You won't be blind. You'll see a woman with a nice body or whatever you like, right? But without her mind, who cares about her body? So what? That's how you'll think. That's how I think. Who cares about what her body looks like if I don't have her mind? It doesn't matter. Because I promise you this, sex with physically and with the woman's mind included, it's very different. It's very different. So that's why when that happened to me, if there's no connection, there's nothing physical is going to happen ever. That's what I've been like that way for a few years. If I'm not connected to her mentally, the physical thing is not going to happen. It'd be a total waste of time. If I knew this in my 30s, combined with my body and shape, oh man, oh my God, oh my God. It's not even a way that I would have been a player. No, I'd have just been honest. Wherever I was in my life, I'd be like, hey, yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship. And if we date, I'm going to be dating other people. Yes. Am I the only one? No. When will I be? Never. Linnell, we've been seeing each other for 3 months. I know that. Yeah. So what's that? That doesn't change what I told you from the beginning. And I know it sounds like it, but this way you don't have to worry about your phone. You don't have to worry about numbers popping up. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to do any of that. If some woman chooses to look at your phone and say, hey, who's that? You say, none of your business. You can have a picture of the woman on your phone with the phone number popping up, or not the phone number because that's problems. But you can have the picture pop up on the phone and leave it anywhere. It doesn't matter if the other woman sees it. You told her. You have no idea how much energy it takes to lie to people, to cheat, to do things behind the back and hide other accounts. You know how much work that is? If you just be honest, all you need is one email and one phone number. That's it. You don't nothing. If you go out on a date, say, hey, who's that girl? None of your business. If you ask me again, we're not going out again. You know, slaves love to be slaves. And what it is, you see them everywhere. Everywhere. Just be upfront. I promise you, fellas, just be upfront. Your life will be 20 times better. I promise you. You will find what you're looking for because you won't settle for anything less. Especially when you're debt free, you will not settle down with a woman in debt. You won't. You'll barely date them. It takes a lot of energy and money. It just all the line. It hurts people. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting the other person. You're lying to now the other person makes themselves insecure. You don't. Hey man, true freedom is being able to be honest, 100% honest. Sure is. I don't know who that is. Dan Bilzerian. And this goes for the women too, man. Doesn't matter. Closing the deal with it. Oh, that's Ike. Ike is on. Okay. All right. Anyway, this was a good talk about just wrapping up in 2 hours right now. Thank you all for joining tonight. Appreciate it. If you like the video, share it with other people. I was on Information Man's channel last night, and he's still talking about scheduling me on his show, so I'll let you know when that happens. The Information Man show or the Information Man, something like that. I can't remember if his show is included in the title, but He said he's going to invite me on his show. So when that happens, I will notify you guys all. That'll be cool. Like I said, I'm gonna be going on shows with intent, not arguing. I'm not going to be no more trying to get people to trust math. I'm not doing none of that anymore. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was on his show I mean, not on his show. I was on his channel while he was talking last night, and I commented, and he reminded me of he's gonna have me on his show. So is a debt slave as well. Dude owes a lot of money to different places. Okay, is Dan on YouTube or something? Anyway. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. It's almost 8:30 here in South Carolina. What is that? Gotcha. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. See you later.